Chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
Yeah, now this would be the New York City edition. Okay.
You got newspapers, $9,597.
Now that's Franklin. He was a great newspaper fan. Mostly it was baseball. He would pick a baseball player that he liked. Now this could be nationally. It wouldn't be necessarily a home team like the Yankees. And he would follow that player. And he would follow his box scores. And if the local newspaper didn't give the local game and the box scores, he would buy the Cleveland Plain Dealer to find out what the box scores was, in addition to the Sporting News, to which he had a lifetime subscription. So this is newspapers that Franklin would buy, and every day he'd buy, of course he'd bring home his own newspaper he worked for, which was the Buffalo Evening News and the Springfield, Massachusetts Union. And he would bring home those newspapers so he could read the box scores. And one night he came home, and he's coming into our house, and he has about 4 or 5 newspapers under his arm: the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Chicago Tribune, the New York Times, of course, always. And a little boy was delivering our evening newspaper at our house, and he runs along Franklin's side, and he looks up at him, and he says, "How's your route going, mister?" Okay.
Then you got cleaners, $7,309.
Would you believe it? And then what?
Lunches, $7,330.
That would be Franklin.
Medical, $7,273.
That used to be nice. And now we have the horror of a 10,500 Albany Med, 480 Albany Med, and who knows what this doctor who wants to be my primary physician, which I don't want, what he's going to charge.
Garages, $5,932.
Okay, 5 garages. That would be for the 1950 Dodge, the 1956 Dodge, and the 1980 Lincoln, and the 1993 Lincoln.
Then you have a category here, 115.5.
Wait, tell me about that Buick that you had that was so old. How old was that Buick you had?
Oh, it was a 1982, which I got in 1983, and I had it until 2007. It was a maroon Buick LeSabre.
Nice car. And how many miles?
Oh, I don't remember offhand. I think it must have hit 100,000.
That's not much, honey. The 1980 Lincoln has 300,000 on it.
Yeah, but there were a lot of years I didn't take it that far.
Oh, right.
You've got a category here, 115.5. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what
that was an
is.
apartment that I rented for somebody. Okay.
Oh, okay, it's 5,275.
Very good.
And then tolls, 4,800. And business parking, 4,381.
See, that's, you don't have to put up with that up here, Wayne. Down in New York City, you really got robbed by parking.
Oh, yes. So that concludes your lifetime expenses through 2020.
Well, you're a very, very patient man.
Well, thank you.
And I don't think that you can feel my gratitude toward you, Wayne. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any parting words before we go?
I'm just wishing everybody a good day. We should say smooth sailing.
Oh, smooth sailing, right. Full speed ahead, Wayne. Take care, SS Glendora. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, folks. It is January 25, 26, 27, Wednesday, 2021. 1/27/21. And why did the bunny rabbit ask to be changed into a goon within the next 24 hours? so he could be here today and gone tomorrow. The video that we were making for you yesterday got interrupted so many times, but by very important events, that we lost track of what we told you and what we didn't tell you. The great event of yesterday, the 26th of January, was Madeline posted United States Post Office, a great big message. When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others. It was posted to 19 TV stations, and then the day before, Victoria posted it to 9 TV stations. So that's 9 and 6 of 21, and we used to post it with 30 TV stations, but now we're using Dropbox instead of those 10. What do you think of that, folks? You remember when we used to post in the U.S. mail 90 or 76 or 86 DVDs every 2 months? Well, guess what? Victoria's going to have a new assignment. After she files away the archives for February and March, she has already started the programs for April, May, and they are 2-hour programs. We have the dozen or so TV stations that play a Chat with Glendora, in addition to 1/2 hour a week, an additional 2-hour a week. Guess what her next assignment is? The documentary. She's going to replay the documentary. She's going to fit it onto the 2-hour programs, a 4-week. There's 2-hour programs that go one the first week of April, 2 the second, 3 the third, 4 the fourth, and then they're repeated the next month in May. That's nice. This is the program that Victoria Carezzi, for which Victoria Carezzi was awarded her master's degree in media, specializing in television documentaries. This is a 2-hour documentary of the struggle of a Chat with Glendora for, 49 years now? When will it be 50? When will it be a half a century? August of this year. So that's her next assignment. Isn't that exciting? And she'll be here Friday, and we'll tell her that, and we'll get her started. I think we have to send applause to Mr. Grady Hearn and his crew, Ken and Mike, and his friend David, for it feels to me, nothing looks to me anymore, but it's going to. We're going to work and work to try to get the eyesight back. We're going to, I think there are 7 half-hour programs that he procured off of the last SD card of Glendora Soul to Soul. I think he's got 7 there. And he has a new YouTube account, and it is called Glendora Daily Perk-Up. Victoria has a new YouTube channel, and hers is called Glendora How You Treat Others. Madeline is still in command of the original A Chat with Glendora. That was started the same year YouTube was started. Do you know what year that was? Will you give me anything if I tell you? a candy bar, no chocolate or anything like that. Canada Mints, the pink kind, if I tell you. YouTube started in 2004. And that's when a Chat with Glendora on YouTube started. And why are you sleepy today? Because of not sleeping enough last night. Why? Because of sleeping too much the night before. Why? Because of not sleeping the night before enough. So you better straighten out your sleeping schedule. Another interesting thing happened yesterday. And a lot of interesting things happened to you. I'm waiting to hear those. The second interesting thing that happened is that Glendora, well, let's start at the beginning, that Dr. Celestin helped Glendora find a primary care physician, and not that Glendora wants one. She doesn't want one at all. She doesn't want any physician at all. But she's being forced into it by Rensselaer County Social Services in order to get a person to come and help Glendora and that person to share his or her eyesight with Glendora. And we have to go through all that just to get somebody to walk in and volunteer and help somebody who can't see. We have to do all that to get somebody to share their eyesight. Wouldn't you share your eyesight with somebody? I would. I think the eyesight is better this morning. It gets to daylight, folks, around 7:30, and it gets nighttime around a little after 5. That would be 5 to 7 is 14 hours of dark, and 7 to 5 would be 10 hours. Well, it adds up right, but it's still nicer when it's longer daylight. But as long as we have the spin of the earth and 24 hours and daylight and nighttime and daylight for working all together, all of us, for the whole universe, as the whole universe, then things are right. And of course things are right because this is God's world. This is our Father's world. Oh, let us ne'er forget that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is our Father's world. He trusts it. I think we can do better than that. He trusts us with his care, all rocks and trees, all skies and seas, all creatures everywhere. He trusts us with its care. Oh, so we didn't finish telling you the story. So, my friend chose somebody that he believed in for my primary care physician, and I called up the primary care physician after Same had called here, and his secretary set up an appointment for Glendora on February 9th. February 9th. A Tuesday. And what kind of an appointment is this? It's going to be done by computer. It's called telehealth. Telehealth. Well, that's good. That's good by me. Glennie does not want to leave Happy House 3 by any means and take a rough ride again. No way. Oh, good. This change in our way of living has some very good aspects about it. It's bringing back house calls, doctors and house calls. I remember when all doctors were house calls. And I was born in the upstairs bedroom. That's the way it used to be. And we also could get along with busing and go back to walking to school, which had its merits. Coming home at lunchtime, that was nice. Coming back to your house at lunchtime. So that's a big thing that happened yesterday. We are up to page 290 of the 4th volume of Mary Baker Eddy, Christian Science. And she is right about everything she says. One thing she missed on veganism. I just don't see how anybody as smart as that missed on veganism, but she did. The journal, the Christian Science Journal, is very good over the telephone and on the radio. And the topic this week is about not being able to congregate, not being able to go to church together the way we used to. That has been interrupted in so many churches. And then the Bible lesson on another telephone number, the weekly Bible lesson, that is on love. Remember, you don't think about yourself, you don't talk about yourself, you don't think about anything bad. You take all that energy that you've been wasting all these years and you put it over into loving others. And you love very intently and helping, and you're good. And after a while you find out an amazing thing, that love is God and God is love. You found out at last who God is. Remember, all your life you wanted to have a good relationship with God and you couldn't have it because you couldn't figure out who God was. That was too complex and too big. But now you found out that God is love and love is God. Now you know everything there is to know about God, because you know everything there is to know about love and have ever since you were a baby. How about that? Another thing you learn, love is a spirit, isn't it? Isn't love a spirit? Well, God is love, so God is the spirit, and you are loving 100%, so you are living spiritually. Isn't that right? And then you don't think about anything bad, and then you find out that there isn't anything but God. In your life, in your mind, in your thinking, there's nothing but God. And you find out another remarkable thing, you're one with God. What's that mean? We use the analogy, the way the astronomers say that we have 1 trillion cells. And you and I are each a cell. Let's see. Hello.
Good morning, Glendora. It's Sandy.
Oh, well, hello, Sandy. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Oh, very good, thank you.
Well, good. I just wanted to check in. I didn't
Yeah,
talk to you
I've been
recently,
checking.
so.
I've been checking. I wished I'd recorded it. I think it would have been all right with Sandy if I'd recorded it. It was very good opinions and very good information. She went to see her mom and dad in New Jersey because of a rather elevated functions of the body, like the heart and things like that. But by the time Sandy left and came home and took the first day of the week off, Monday, her parents were fine. You see what healed her parents? Love. It was a love. It was a love. She drove all the way down to New Jersey and back again. And it was the love that healed them. Is that where we were in the middle? We were saying that, oh yes, that we have the model. We make believe it's a human being, and the astronomers say we have trillion cells. We have a trillion cells. And you will make believe a cell in that body, and Glennie's a cell in that body. Is there any way you and I can exist apart from that body? So there's no way we can exist apart from God. When they say we have our what? Our being in God, that's certainly what it means. You can't live without God. All right. So we find out that God is everything, and that we are one with God, and that God is good. And there's only one more thing. Go vegan. Okay. What else happened yesterday to you? I think Grady Hearn, I was telling you that Grady Hearn had sent in, I think, 7 new programs for April, May. And they should be all ready for the YouTube with no editing on our part. And that means they can be duplicated, 6 of them. If there's 7 programs here, 6 times 7 is 42. So there's 42 shows here. And there's 7 TV stations taken care of here, out of what is now only 21. Wow. On the half-hour TV stations, we'll have to give them a documentary half hour at a time, which is not good, because it's a really unified 1-hour show and it should be shown consecutively. Time to think. And folks, when Madeline posted the 16 packages to the TV stations, thanks to our sweet friend Roxanne, she brought us home a treat. Spring rolls from the Chinese restaurant. They're vegan, and we bought 4 for Dawn and 4 for Madeline and 5 for Glendora, and Glendora gave her 5th one to Pat. So that was a good event. I started to tell you that we were on page 290 of the 4th or 5th volume of Mary Baker Eddy, and that would be pages 700, 500, 1200, 1700, 2200, 2450. page 2450 of Mary Baker Eddy that we've read. And some of it we've read multiple times. We're all set up with DC TV. We actually passed color our first time through this time. And that, I think, is the first time that's happened in 15 years. We're all set with the drop boxes. I believe we have 10 drop boxes. The program buying Dropbox computer instead of by U.S. mail DVD. Google is hungry, I think. Hey Google! Call Mad Chapin.
Your phone has no data connection,
Not
so
good.
I can't help you with that at
Either
the
she
moment.
isn't loaded, or else is something else wrong with her. Okay, I'll come back to it, Google, and try to fix it all up for you, along with the birdie clock. Oh, I need your help, and we all need your help. All of us, Wayne, are leaning on you today. What is that lovely Bible passage of yesterday?
The passage is Colossians 3:15. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful.
Yes, that's an interesting thing. I was just talking with my viewers before you came on. How we are one body. I use the model, make believe, look at a human body, and the astronomers say that there's 1 trillion cells in the human body. Wayne, you are a cell in the human body, and Glendora is a cell next to you. Is there any way you and I can live without the body?
Well, we can live in the spirit.
So my point, folks, is made again, that there is no way you can live apart from the body. And when they say we have our being, what is the quote from the New Testament? We have our being.
In him we live and move and have our being.
Yes, so you see, folks, that's exactly the way it is. There's no way we can live without God. There's no way we can live without God. We have our being in God. Well, we got off the track there. Read that Bible passage, would you mind?
No, it's, and let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Colossians 3:15.
I do that, well, everybody, from the bottom of my heart, for each one of you.